Oh my god, she's a weirdo.
Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. Lady Fat Cow, in fact. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. It's my fan. Anyway, things have changed, and yet everything is just so strangely familiar. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, what can I say? What can I say? Imagine Thailand last year, a hotel room which we rarely got to see the outside of, eating lots of food, taking a quantity of gummies, vaping off camera because terms of service are so important, and bitching about pretty much anybody. The only difference is there wasn't even an attempt at pretending, to function as a normal human being, go outside, do shit, which happened in Thailand after the actual jet lag. And, there was a couple of outings, but now it's in Canada in an apartment. And this will be our content for however long she has left. It's already gotten incredibly repetitive and dull. Day three. That's actually an achievement. But you see, I have a couple of things I want to say. Yeah, the thing is, history's already been rewritten. The donation thing wasn't a crime because apparently it was a donation that was spent on a cat directly via PayPal, and the super chats don't count. Apparently they don't even exist. They don't get mentioned. If you don't mention them, they don't exist. Very much like if you were a toddler. If you can't see me, I'm not there. Yes. The Kuwaiti law specifically says personal donations. Personal donations. It doesn't need to be for a charity. There is a law, particularly for charities, or pretend charities, yes. But that's within the umbrella of laws against any personal asking for donations. Asking for super chats to go out and eat. Asking for super chats to bees the next day. And then, not that it's against the law not bees in the next day. That's just a moral thing. Being an arsehole thing, which isn't against the law. You are not being you're not being punished, not because you're innocent, but because you buggered off. You weren't flagged so that you couldn't travel, not because you're innocent, but because you fled before the paperwork was filed. You are not innocent of committing multiple crimes, Chantal. You just left before the paperwork could be filed. Excuse me. If you were actually legitimately innocent, if you knew in your heart of hearts you were innocent, why did you leave the very next day? Hardly the actions of an innocent person. Additionally, I hope Salah is still in Kuwait and that you're just lying to, muddy the waters. Because if Salah is not in Kuwait, then Julia has been abandoned. I wouldn't say it's impossible to get all the paperwork, the documentation and everything for Julia to have a passport in that time. I mean, you do have connections after all, but it's unlikely. Salah's just relocated. He's probably with a family member or a friend, and he better have Julia with him. In fact, everybody in Girl World who gives a shit, let us all ask for proof of life for Julia. We don't need to see Salah. We don't need to know where they are. We just need proof that Julia is okay. It has to be dated, like a newspaper with the day of the week on it. She could be sat on that. She's just got to put it on the floor. She'll sit on it. There's no issue there. Just take a picture of Julia sat on today's newspaper. Just so we know Julia is okay. Because if Julia has been abandoned, you will be hung, drawn and quartered by a mass mobbing. I promise you that. We are generally of the opinion that you are not a particularly nice person. And boasting, do you know how many times the SPSA or the RSPCA or whatever you call them, where you come from, have come to your door, isn't a boast. Do you know how many times the RSPCA had been called to my door? 0. Now that's a boast. You are a strange individual. You're not weird, though. No. You're just dysfunctional. You don't function as a human being. You're something else. You're a different species. You're a devolution. Neanderthals probably could function better in today's society than you could. You're a throwback. You're a aberration. You're a thing. You are a thing. You see, I can say things like that to you because according to your logic, if somebody says things about you, you can say things back. It's just retaliation. It's not a rage. I'm just defending myself. Well, here I am, that weird, stupid, fat lady calls me a lady. You've never called anybody a lady before. I'm flattered. Anyway, with a stupid thing between my eyes. Presumably you're referring to the tattoo. You know, the big enormous thing on my forehead. The thing between my eyes, most people pointed out on Twitter when I commented on your comment, is called brain. So yes, I am the weird, stupid, fat lady with the brain. And as we're going down that route, if you really want to go down the, the ad hominem insults that you don't like people throwing at you, particularly those of qualified as lawyers. You took issue with that, didn't you? Yes. So again, I've gone from being the nameless weirdo with the tattoo to being named, but still being a weirdo, to now being unnamed, and my tattoo is now a thing. Foodie. Look where you are. Look what's happened to you. Look what you've shown us about your marriage. You've shown us that when the shit hits the fan, it's every person for themselves. When the shit hits the fan, your husband can go fuck himself. I'm getting out of here. I'm saving my own skin. That's not how marriage works. That's not how relationships work. You've proven yourself to be a monumentally selfish beast. We knew that already. But 2.5 years of going on and on and on about your most handsomest man, and you fuck off the first second things start getting serious. And you're living by yourself. What an incredibly good idea. Living by yourself when you can't reach the floor unless you go on all fours. You have a static head shower, which means anything under fupa number 1 will ignore fupa number 2. I'm going to call him Bert. No water will reach, and there's no adjustable handles for you to reach under things and get to things. So that's going to be fucking fantastic. May I suggest Fluoritin? I think it's called Fluoritin. Anyway, it's a tablet you take. You only need 1. It cures thrush, but it also helps with fungal infections in folds. So that's a tip for you. Also, you've brought a second-hand bidet. Second-hand bidet. You've brought a device that shoots water up your bum that's already shot water up other people's bums. Well, it's better than you trying to just wipe yourself with tissue, because we all know you can't do that. And while I'm feeling particularly bitchy, in part because of the heat, I don't have an AC either, but there again, I live in the UK and none of us have ACs. Yes. You decided, you, with your enormous brain, has decided that before getting all the things you need in order to function on a base level as a human being within your apartment, before you can look after yourself, to get another living thing. Because, well, it pisses other people off. Yes, it does. We're all pissed off. What's it like to live, to thrive on spite? You see, and you've said this yourself, when karma hits people, it usually hits them in the face with a brick, and you claimed to some people that their karma was their appearance and their decline in their appearance. Well, while a lot of people are saying that you got away with things and that, again, you've gotten away with it, we just have to take one look at you, your physical appearance, to know that karma has been throwing bricks at you like it's playing dodgeball. And I agree with you, you are never going to unveil, not because you're practicing Muslim and you're going to continue practicing Muslim, but because, which you stated right at the very beginning when you first started wearing the hijab, but kept going on about how you're not a Muslim, not a Muslim, not a Muslim, at the beginning, before you converted, you're still continuing to wear the hijab for the same reason you started wearing the hijab, not to respect the culture of a man you'd known for a couple of days, but because the hijab covers your hair, or lack thereof, and you can hide your chin. You see? Bloody hell, that hurt. Anyway, so no, the hijab's never coming off, because you now have this little window into your face which makes it look smaller. I'm all slim and small because you can't see anything. Foodie, you didn't win. Your life isn't better. You're not still married. You're not going to see Salah ever again. He might pretend to still be with you for a bit, as long as he's getting money. I mean, he's got to get something. You've ruined his fucking life. You have ruined his life. Because while you've fucked off before you could face the consequences, before the consequences were actually officially filed, a lot of the shit you did, he's going to get punished for. The man you love, your soulmate, your handsomest man, in fact, the most handsome man that anybody's ever married. Jason Momoa was married. Jared Butler was married. Hugh Jackman was married. Okay, Pedro's never been married. But he will. One day. He just doesn't know it yet. Your handsomest man is more handsome than them? What you're doing now, this situation, what you're living in, everything, this is what the rest of your life is going to be like. The only difference, the only thing that will change is the level of filth you are going to end up in and complete immobility. You've got that to look forward to. Nobody is jealous of you. Nobody. You are exactly where you deserve to be, in exactly the situation you deserve to be in, and now it's just a matter of time before your karmic retribution, the righteousness of whatever, finally finally catches up with you. And I, for one,